6 a.m. You look in the mirror, suck in your stomach, and tell yourself, "Today, I am running an extra 5 kilometers and cutting out carbs completely." You think that soft, pinchable fat under your skin is the worst part? The truth is, subcutaneous fat just ruins your physique. The fat you cannot see, visceral fat, is the real silent killer. You track every single step. You count every calorie. You absolutely exhaust yourself at the gym only to see your waistline has not budged an inch. Worse, that skinny fat look is becoming even more obvious. Why does 1,500 calories give someone else a flat stomach, but not you? Listen, the problem is not that you are lazy. The problem is that you are constantly triggering your body's cortisol switch, forcing it into a survival-driven fat storage mode. Today, we are not talking about extreme, punishing workouts. Let's decode the hidden biological mechanism and discover the Japanese method to flip this switch off, completely resetting your metabolism to burn visceral fat the natural way. Why is visceral fat so stubborn and dangerous? A 2018 study published in the journal Cell Metabolism revealed that visceral fat is not just a storage locker for excess energy. It is actually a highly active endocrine organ. It constantly pumps inflammatory cytokines directly into your bloodstream. It wraps around your liver, your intestines, and your pancreas, completely disrupting your metabolic signals. There are two main culprits making your belly fat expand: insulin and cortisol. When you push through an extreme workout or endure prolonged daily stress, your adrenal glands release a massive amount of cortisol. High cortisol signals your liver to break down glycogen into sugar, causing a massive blood sugar spike. Consequently, your pancreas must release insulin to clean up this sugar flood. And guess what? Insulin is the absolute master hormone that unlocks your cells to store fat. When your body is severely stressed, its favorite place to stash that extra fat is right inside your abdominal cavity. That is exactly why punishing yourself with extreme workouts when you are already stressed does not help you burn fat. It only makes that visceral layer thicker. The Japanese have long applied the exact opposite philosophy. They optimize their circadian rhythm and control their hormones through the smallest, seemingly insignificant daily habits. Let us begin with signal number 1. Activating the gut-brain axis with Sayu. The immediate goal here is to wake up your digestive system and flush out the residual cortisol left over from the night before. In Japan, there is a traditional morning ritual called Sayu. It simply involves drinking pure water, heated to around 50 degrees Celsius. Here is the exact biological mechanism. After a full night of sleep, your body wakes up in a state of mild dehydration. This slight dehydration actually makes your blood thicker and forces your heart to beat slightly faster, which subtly maintains a state of internal physical stress. Drinking a warm glass of water does more than just increase blood flow to your intestines. It directly stimulates and soothes the vagus nerve. Think of the vagus nerve as the emergency off switch for your sympathetic nervous system, putting an immediate stop to the underlying fight-or-flight stress response. Here is your practical step. The very moment you wake up, drink 250 to 300 milliliters of warm water. To make this even more powerful, add a tiny pinch of natural sea salt. Do not use refined white table salt. Natural sea salt provides essential trace minerals that directly support your adrenal glands and instantly restore your electrolyte balance. Moving right along to signal number 2, balancing your circadian rhythm with sunlight and N.E.A.T. The main objective here is to stop sudden blood sugar spikes dead in their tracks and keep your stress hormones completely under control. In Japan, daily life is naturally built around gentle morning movement. Millions of people walk to the train station or practice Ragyo Taiso, which is a gentle daily radio calisthenics routine. Without even thinking about it, they are mastering a powerful concept called N.E.A.T. That stands for Non-Exercise Activity Thermogenesis. When you combine this gentle, low-stress movement with natural morning sunlight, a profound biological shift happens. The natural light enters your eyes and immediately suppresses melatonin, which is your sleep hormone. This completely resets your internal clock and establishes a healthy circadian rhythm for the entire day. According to medical reports, relying on this type of natural activity burns fat highly effectively. Why? Because it keeps your heart rate low. It never triggers the physical panic, the inflammatory response, or the massive cortisol spikes that often come from punishing high-intensity interval training. Here is exactly what you need to do. Dedicate 10 to 15 minutes every morning to walk gently outside in the natural sunlight. No sprinting, no pushing for a high heart rate. You just want relaxed, easy movement to get your blood circulating and signal to your brain that it is time to thrive. Now, let us move to signal number 3. Activating your insulin sensitivity using the wisdom of Hara Hachi Bu. The goal here is vital. You must combat insulin resistance and literally force your body to use your visceral fat vaults for everyday energy. There is a famous Japanese cultural practice called Hara Hachi Bu. It translates to eating until you are only 80% full. But let us look at the pure physiology behind this simple habit. When you intentionally stop eating before your stomach feels tight and stretched, you take a massive burden off your pancreas. It only needs to release just enough insulin to process the food you just ate. There is no massive sugar crash, and there is no dangerous hormone overflow. Remember what we discussed earlier? Insulin is the master lock for fat storage. When you maintain low and perfectly stable insulin levels in your bloodstream between meals, you finally give your body permission to reach deep into your abdominal cavity and burn that stubborn visceral fat for fuel. So, how do you practice this today? First, chew your food deliberately and slowly. This gives your brain the time it needs to register that food is arriving. When you feel that sharp edge of hunger fade away and your stomach is no longer growling, but you do not yet feel heavy or stuffed, that is your exact signal. Put your chopsticks down. And most importantly, absolutely no snacking between your main meals. Let your insulin drop, and let the fat burning naturally begin. Finally, we arrive at signal number 4. Defeating the belly fat hormone with Shinrin-yoku or forest bathing. The ultimate goal here is to knock down cortisol and pull your body out of its chronic fight or flight state. Scientific research conducted by Chiba University in Japan has deeply studied this practice. They discovered that spending deliberate time breathing deeply in a natural environment can reduce your cortisol levels by up to 16%. It also significantly lowers both your blood pressure and your resting heart rate. Why does this matter for your waistline? Because when cortisol finally drops, the physiological alarm bells in your body stop ringing. Your nervous system realizes you are safe. Only in this state of calm will your body willingly let go of that stubborn, visceral fat. Here is how you can practice this today. You do not need to hike into a deep, remote forest. Just find a local park or any space with green trees. Dedicate 15 to 20 minutes in the late afternoon or early evening to simply walk. But here is the most crucial rule. Turn off your phone. Disconnect from the digital noise. Just walk. Focus entirely on your deep breathing. And let your stress hormones naturally dissolve. Learning all of these signals is completely useless if you do not piece them together into a routine. Here is exactly how you reprogram your body over a single 24-hour period. Between 6 and 6:15 in the morning, you wake up. Immediately drink that warm glass of water with a tiny pinch of natural mineral salt. This rehydrates your system and instantly soothes your adrenal glands. Between 6:30 and 6:45, you step outside. Walk gently in the bright morning sunlight. This flips off your melatonin switch and locks in a perfect biological rhythm for the day. During your meals throughout the day, you strictly apply Hara Hachi Bu. You stop eating when you are 80% full and absolutely zero snacking. This keeps your blood sugar flat and prevents insulin spikes. Between 6 and 6:30 in the evening, you take a gentle walk in a local park. This mini-forest bathing session flushes out the mental stress of your workday and dramatically lowers your cortisol. By 10 at night, you must be asleep. This is non-negotiable. Deep sleep allows your growth hormone to take over. This is the master recovery hormone that does the heavy lifting, actively burning your visceral fat while you rest. This exact sequence is crucial. It works so well because it perfectly rides the wave of your body's natural circadian rhythm, creating the ultimate internal environment for fat breakdown. Truly understanding your own body is the golden key to melting away visceral fat. It is never about how much physical torture you can endure. The Japanese philosophy teaches us a profound truth. Hormonal balance and consistency in small daily habits are vastly more powerful than sweating for hours on a treadmill. Tell me, have you ever tried to lose belly fat only to give up because the extreme workouts left you completely exhausted and defeated? I want to hear your story. Leave a comment below with your age, where you are from, and what your experience has been. Let us build a healthy, supportive community together. Do not forget to hit the like button, share this video with someone you care about, and subscribe to Physio Truth. We will keep bringing you deep medical analysis so you can finally take complete control of your own health. Thank you for watching, and I will see you in the next video.